So my name is Jay Cassidy. I am the program coordinator this year and last year. I've been coming to camp for 11 years, and this is my, let me count my bracelets, 2, 3, 4, 5th year on staff. My favorite program was the Heist Olympics because that was the first one that I really owned and got to, I guess, be the front and center for in front of all of camp. 3 years ago, third session, myself, Kyle Siegel, the main camp director now, Alex Block, and Max Schoenfeld ran what some, the 4 of us, might call a revolutionary Olympics. There's a cookie cutter format for Olympics, and we kind of changed that up and saw some things that counselors didn't like and either got rid of them or altered them so that we could give counselors the tools to have a little bit more fun during Olympics and bring out more of their creative and competitive side. So we ran the Heist Olympics, and our opening ceremonies was one for the books, I would say. So the plot line was there was a casino that was robbed, and they came through Camp Echo with the money, and they needed Camp Echo's help either getting the money back or getting the money to the rightful owners, whoever they believed the rightful owners were. So the teams were, there were gods, and they each had a team that they were representing, although they were unbiased in their judgments. I was the police officer, so there were a team of police officers. There's a team of getaway drivers, there's a team of casino owners, and there's a team of the robbers. Think Ocean's 11. And in this opening ceremonies, countless nights spent up debating how we should do opening ceremonies. Somebody came up with the idea to call the Fremont and Newaygo area police, so we got a police car to come in. I don't know how they had the time, but he came in at 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night. We had a boat parked up on the pier at swimming, and they came in with the money. Those were the getaway drivers, and the robbers met them, and there was the conflict was that, one wanted the money, the other wanted the money as well. They couldn't divide the fair share of money. The casino owners rolled in one of the camp vehicles, the big Suburban, kind of an official looking car, and the casino owners ran out. The 2 head coaches and Alex Block, their respective god, ran out like hollering about "that's my money, that's my money." And then we set off a siren. This was the big pinnacle of it, I guess. We set off a big siren, and in we rolled in a police car, the Newaygo Sheriff's Department on it. Much to camp's surprise that we had a police car, and met them all at the waterfront where there's a big altercation about who gets the money or who should be arrested. And from then on, we split up the teams. Throughout the day, we had a couple different events that had never happened before. One of them was an aquatic relay. We had campers starting at boating and canoeing on the far side of the peninsula, the tip of the peninsula, and they would, it was a relay race, so they would canoe around the tip of the peninsula to sailing, trade off, like tag hands with their team members. Once they got to sailing, the people that were at sailing had to rig a sunfish, sail it in a figure 8, and then sail it to the barge, tag the people that were on their team. The people on the barge had to do 1 lap, swim in, and tag another person who was on the beach. They did a shake and bake, so they ran to the span in the red area back, rolled on the sand, rolled around, or rolled into the water, and then swam back to the sand. And then they checked out, ran to skiing, and the skiing, their respective skiing team member skied an entire loop around the lake, and the first one to be done was crowned the winner. That's something that's been going on for a couple years now, that aquatic relay, which I guess you could say I'm proud of. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the closing ceremonies now. The closing ceremonies were pretty cool. It was getting late at night. We probably kept it going until like 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, so the sun was pretty low, and you couldn't really see anything. Our centerpiece was a big vault in the middle of the peninsula, and you could hear the god. All of camp was gathered in front of the vault with car lights shining on the vault because it was so late. And you could hear the gods inside of the vault arguing over, it's my money, no, like, it's my money, I owned the casino in the first place, like, I was the getaway driver, I was the important guy in the entire thing. And I think we'd cued somebody to say, our fourth place team, so then the fourth place team ran out and they cheered, and then the third place team ran out, they cheered, and it was a heated battle, 1 through 4. If that was a good fourth place team for any Olympics. And it came down to, so they said the third place team come out, and then somebody said, and the first place team, and it was myself, the police team, and Alex Block, the casino owners, were holding our team's respective plaques that they'd made in arts and crafts earlier. And the police officers ended up winning, so I walked out with the car lights shining on me and headlights all over me, and couldn't even see camp. There was probably 200 campers in front of me. I couldn't see them because I could just see the car lights and holding the plaque up. And I've never heard camp so loud before. I think one camper, like 10 minutes later, was still running around screaming, "This is the best Olympics ever!" He's actually on camp right now. He's at Outpost. It's funny how I remember that camper. And yeah, that was a hectic day. That was well worth all the planning.